Bytesized.
Welcome to another episode of Gaikoku Gamers. I'm Darryl Benson, and I'm here quickly to talk about this whole region-free, region-locked bullcrap that's been going on with the new 3DS. It's called New 3DS. Oh, did you get a new 3DS? Yeah. No, you got an XL, but it's new. Stupid name. Anyway, that's besides the point. So there's this rumor going around yesterday by some pretty high-profile gaming press sites, and they basically said stuff to the effect of they've been tipped off by fairly trustworthy sources that the new 3DS and new 3DS XL subsequently would be region-free, which of course made all the Nintendo, nerds such as myself in the world go, fucking about time. Because the 3DS has been basically, now I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it's the only handheld that is not region-free in Nintendo's whole portable line. Now, they've done this with their consoles, their home consoles, of course, but not portables. Portables has always been region-free. In fact, that's half the fun of Nintendo portables is getting the games that don't come over here. It's a Japanese company. Japanese games are quirky. They're really kind of cool sometimes. And, in a case like with games like on the Wii, for instance, like Captain Rainbow, we didn't get that. And they're really cool looking, and we never get it. Oh man, what's that one game for the GameCube? It's kind of like Animal Crossing, kind of colorful graphics. I forget what it is. My point is there's a huge market for import shit. And I think it's kind of funny, there's been some Nintendo, suckers of the cock, I'll call them, where, anything that Nintendo chooses, they'll bow down to. And these people, these detractors, were basically like, oh, well, it's not even like 1% of the market that's interested in imports. Okay, let's just play with this. If that is true, then how come places like PlayAsia are so popular? Because PlayAsia does really nothing but import... Cora, stop it! Seriously, cats. I'm so sick and tired of them ruining all my videos. No. How come companies like PlayAsia, which literally do nothing but deal with import systems and import games, thrive so well? Ever think about that? Yeah, it ain't just 1% or less than 1%, I should say, like they're saying. It's a huge market. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why are they doing it then? Well, Nintendo has this control issue. Nintendo likes, games to be rated by that country and be sold to that country by that rating. So, again, it's control. They don't want some 13-year-old kid playing something that was rated for 15-year-olds in Japan, and then it's being played by someone who would have been rated, at a later age in America. It's just bullcrap. It's just bullcrap. They have the capability of doing it. They've done it before, even as of last generation, but they won't. They just won't. And it pisses a lot of people off. It pisses me off. Especially considering they came out today and said, no, it's not region free. Even if the new 3DS was not region free, if I saw that kind of an outcry by a rumor, a fake rumor, if I was Nintendo, I'd be like, fuck, man, probably we should make it region free, man. You see all this shit, people are really excited about this. Because that would have sold the system. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, I really don't have any interest in this system whatsoever. I think if you own a 3DS already, or a 3DS XL, or a 2DS for that matter, I think you should be more than fine. Unless you really need to play some Wii ports, which is basically what I assume is the only thing that's really going to be taking, advantage of the extra hardware. I don't know about you guys, but I have a Wii. I don't need that, But the region free bit, that would have been cool. that would have been something I might have considered getting rid of my Pikachu 3DS for. That would have been something that would have interested me because I would have had two systems in one. That would have allowed me to go ahead and feel more comfortable with the idea of purchasing imports for the 3DS, which at this point I have not, simply because of the humongous price that comes with it, which is basically that I have to get another system. Now, another thing that's interesting about this, if they had done that, I wonder if that would have messed up the Japanese launch. You see, because it's not coming out elsewhere until next year, but it's coming out in just like a month or so this year in Japan. And you know as well as I do that people would have paid probably freaking double for one of those things if it was region free and they weren't living in the States, or they weren't living in Japan. If they're living in the States or in Europe, they'd want that sucker tomorrow. Tomorrow. And look at all the money they lost out on. It's that Nintendo one step forward, two steps back problem that they've had since forever. I'll be honest with you, they've had that forever. Whether it was the NES and the Super Nintendo with, near perfect, hardware and stuff, but again being taken a step back because of the way that they treated developers, which ended up being their own demise because now no one wants to fucking work with them, to the N64 being literally the most powerful of that generation system, having stellar games, this and that, but then going cartridge. Or not making an N64 controller with dual joysticks, which really started to show towards the end of the PlayStation 1 cycle, when it was able to have, shooters and platformers which controlled better than using the C buttons on the 64 controller. Then we saw it again with the GameCube. The second most powerful system of that generation completely demolished the PlayStation 2 in power. What did they do? How did they fuck that up? They don't give people DVD playback. They make the discs, the DVDs, really small. But worst case scenario, the worst thing they could possibly done is that they make it look like a purple lunchbox. Now, I like the black one just like everybody else, but that is not a mainstream looking console design. Purple or not. It's just not. Take off the handle, okay, fine, we'll talk. But it was just a weird system at the time. And then the Wii, and then the Wii U, they always tend to fuck things up in some way. And I love Nintendo. I love Nintendo just as much as each and every single one of you guys. Probably more so. But man, it's really disheartening to hear that this rumor was fake. And it was really disheartening to hear that they came out and said that the rumor was false and that there would be a region lock on the system without maybe just, taking a few days and considering it. It's a shame. It really is a shame. Especially when we have to sit here and beg for games to be brought over like Dragon Quest X, like Fatal Frame, and it's kind of like, especially for the consoles, I don't understand, especially for the Wii U, which is not doing terribly great right now in the States. They need all the freaking titles they can. And, if it's a third-party game like Dragon Quest, man, I would be doing anything I could to suck at the teat of these developers to convince them to bring it over here. But it's not going to happen. So, there you go. Both Nintendo's systems are still region-locked. And it seems to be that way for the foreseeable future. So, yeah, if you want a region-free set of systems, I guess go PlayStation. But and then that's the thing, man. Nintendo just came out and said we're gonna appeal towards the core. The casual gamer screwed us over. Let me tell you something, Nintendo. Sony's done a lot of things wrong in the past couple years, but I'll tell you one thing. They are going after the core gamer, and that's why they're getting the most sales. So if you want to appease the core gamer, all you have to do is give them what they want. Because it's amazing how quickly gamers can change their favor of a company. You went from the 360 domination to the PlayStation 4 trouncing everybody else. One generation is all it took. All you need to do for one generation is give gamers what they want and they'll be back in your back pocket again. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying they're going away, but I don't think Nintendo's ever going to do what the gamers want. I think they're always going to do what they want and they feel is the smart decision, which ultimately is not the smart decision. Thank God they make good games, huh? Anyway, I'm Darryl Benson. Thank you for watching this bite-sized edition. We'll see you next time.